Hello, BCom students. Well, I apologize for not giving an update last week, but it got really stupid busy. But this week, you should be through chapter 12. And we talk about business presentations, and the last two chapters last week were on interpersonal and group and planning communications, which I think are really good. But the next couple of chapters, 13 and 14, job search and interviewing, I think are really, really good. So I want to make sure that you guys are keeping up. And the one thing that I haven't seen from a lot of you guys is you need to decide upon your interview dates. And you need to give me three options. The communicator needs to send out an email to me that says, Professor Park, I've talked with our group and we've come up with these three dates during the interview weeks. So if you look, the interview weeks are 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, actually right up until almost the final we have interviews. The interviews can be any day. Tuesdays are bad for me. So if you offer a bunch of Tuesday times, I'm probably going to say, let's retry. A lot of my interviews have been on Saturdays and Sundays. That's fine. On Sundays, I'd like to sleep in, so I don't want to do anything until after 2 o'clock or so. And remember, the interviews are going to take a couple of hours because I'm going to core dump a bunch of information on you that no one ever listens to if I make a video. So instead of making a video and testing you on it, I think the best thing to do is just to take the extra 45 minutes to cord up a bunch of good information. And that way you can ask questions and we have a little bit better, more meaningful conversation. If two groups are close together as far as their time, I will probably try to pull you together and say, hey, look, can we all meet at 2 o'clock on Sunday? That would be great because I definitely want to utilize my time as best as possible. So I need from you guys a email from the communicator or from somebody in the group. I just don't want 3 different emails from the group that says we've come together and we can talk during these times 2 hours at a time. And that will get us moving. Now, I have had some questions about, what do we do if people don't respond? If you're not responding, or if the communicator is not getting anything back from you, guess what? You're going to be left in the dirt. So everybody else that's working together, just go ahead and plan without that other person. Some people have dropped, and that is the reason why I have updated your groups. And now I need to see if I can. No, I didn't set it up that way when I started recording. You do have an updated group list. So your group list now has all the people that are in your group as of today. And again, if people aren't responding in your group, don't make that the excuse not to do what you need to do. The next things that are going to start on the 1st are going to be presentations. So what you need to do is, as a group, figure out what your slides are going to look like, your PowerPoint slides are going to look like, and who's going to do what. Now, I've suggested that you make it simple. Whoever's listed first gets however many, let's say there's 4 people in the group and there's 20 pages in the chapter that you'll be covering, then you just divide 4 into 20, that's 5 pages. The first person takes the first 5, second takes the next 5, third takes the next 5, and the fourth takes the last 5. Do you have to cover everything in those 5 pages? No, I don't want you to. I want you to take the 5 or 3 or 4 things that really resonate with you and make a PowerPoint based upon that, and then walk me through the PowerPoint using Screencast-O-Matic. So you will have to download Screencast-O-Matic. You'll have to play around with it. You'll have to have a video camera. If any of these things are beyond your capability, then send me a text, send me an email. I will help you. It is not that hard. Do not make that an excuse not to do your presentation, because I want to make sure that you can do a PowerPoint, which is probably the #1 way of addressing communication issues in work. Not communication issues, but um, uh, divulging information in mass is through a PowerPoint in a meeting. So you're going to have to know how to do that. Also, I want to make sure that you're not using a bunch of ams and ahs and oh no's and all that kind of good stuff. So make sure you read the presentation instructions and you understand the presentation evaluation form, because that will tell you exactly what I'm looking for your presentation. Lastly, I had a great question. Someone asked me, well, do we have to have, even though we're going to be in the middle of the information in the chapter, should we give an intro, a body, and a conclusion? And the answer is yes. It doesn't matter, because remember, everyone's doing their own presentation. You're not doing them all together and stitching them all through. That's not going to happen. All you have to do in a group is figure out who's going to do what and make sure that everybody's on the same page. Then you're all going to scatter and do your own thing as far as your presentation. And you definitely, I don't care what part of the chapter you're covering, you definitely want to have an intro that tells me, hey, these are the things we're going to talk about. Then you want to talk about them, and then you want to have a good ending that tells me, hey, here's what we talked about. Here's the one thing I really want you to take away from this conversation, and you're done. Don't kill yourself. The slides don't have to be immaculate and beautiful and dazzling and all that kind of stuff. I just want to make sure that you can put them together, that you can convey information through them, and that you understand that. And I've given you this software. You have to download it. It's free. I want to make sure that you can figure it out and use it, because guess what? You're going to be tasked with doing a bunch of things that you might not know how to do in a job. So you're going to have to be flexible and understand and figure things out yourself. Now, if you just can't, I'm always here to help. All right, a little bit longer than I wanted to take on this, but I really appreciate all your hard work. I really appreciate some of the people that I met for our fantastic meeting last week. I really appreciate you. You do have your extra 10 points now. And I'd like to encourage you that when I do post any extra point activities, that you do them, and usually some kind of, if it's not meeting me, then it's going to be some kind of do the activity and write me a small, 3-paragraph explanation of what you did and why it was important. But as those opportunities come, I will make sure that you have them. All right, again, I am a phone call, a text, or an email away. There is no excuse for you not contacting me if you have an issue or a question. That is what I'm here to do, and I enjoy it. Until next time, take care.